Hi, Ethan Millay here with another No Rules review today of Dragonheart by Rudiger Dorn. Dragonheart finds two players playing the roles of competing wizards, trying to win over the stone dragon and become the greatest wizard in the land. Very, very big, grandiose theme. What you're doing is you're playing cards down on a board, and what's neat about this game is each type of card is capturing another type of card. So, swordsmen capture trolls, trolls capture mages, mages capture stone dragons or chests, and dragons capture chests, but the bowmen capture dragons. So you're playing down cards in your turn, your opponent's playing down cards in their turn, and you're trying to collect as many of these cards as you can because each card has a number value from 1 to 4. So you have this whole issue where you want to play cards down. You have to play at least one card in your turn. You can play multiple of the same type of card. Which is very close to rules, and this is no rules review. But when you play the cards down, you have this whole issue of, I need to play this card to catch that, but I gotta make sure I don't put down too many points worth of card, or, man, I got nothing to do, so I gotta play a card, but you don't want to play the card where it might allow your opponent to clean up and get a ton of points. The game can get a little lopsided depending on the shuffle of the decks, but it's a very quick game. I'd say 10 minutes maybe at the most. It is very pretty visually. It's a very, very nice art, at least I think. Here's the whole player board. You see very, very evocative art. And these are all the spots where you place the cards. The game has its own timer in it. For ending, players have to play ship cards, and when 3 sets of 3 ship cards are played, game's over. So the players themselves can dictate when the game ends. So if you're ahead, you can try to rush the end of the game. If you're behind, you don't want the game to end, but also playing those game-ending cards is one of the ways to get some of the cards that don't have another way of getting captured. So you have this internal pressure the game builds up where that pot of cards is getting bigger and bigger and juicier, and somebody's going to leap at it at some point. Eventually, somebody's going to take that. Somebody's going to take that card, or those cards eventually, and the game will be closer to being done. So both players are sort of in this stare down of where do they play cards. Because remember, every turn you have to play at least one card. So you are making it easier for your opponent, but they're doing the same thing. And so you can build up cards in your hand and then just throw down a bunch of them to get a bunch of cards. Very fun two-player game. We've played it a lot. It certainly is fun the more it's played. Back when we first got the game, I counted how many of each type of cards there were, and they're obviously not an even amount of each type of card. I quickly tried to forget what the numbers were, because for me that sort of destroyed some of the magic of the game. I believe the sorceress cards, which are used to capture the dragon, the stone dragon, which is one of the ways to increase your hand size and get more points, there's very few of those. And knowing that, you obviously want to be very careful as you play them, but to me, for the weight of the game this is, that was putting too much into it. I sort of preferred the unknown of, come on, I need another sorceress, rather than say to myself, well, I've already played all 4 or whatever are in the deck. They're not coming they're not coming back. I prefer it that way. But again, great two-player game, Dragonheart by Rudiger Dorn. This is Ethan with another No Rules review. Share, like, subscribe, comment. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.